among others. And a classic example of how corrupt the Wisconsin GOP is its treatment of its candidates for U.S. Senate, in particular, Rejani Raveendran, who is a friend of mine. Now, she's been running, as of today, she's been running for a year. She'll be on the ballot on Tuesday. And the Wisconsin GOP has basically tried to erase any support for her, to suppress any knowledge of her in the following ways. First of all, in March, they issued a statement saying that no candidate who hadn't raised $1 million by the end of March would be eligible for endorsement at the state GOP convention. And of course, they followed through on that threat/promise. At the convention itself, they wouldn't allow her to speak, even though there was a lawful motion made from the floor to let her speak as somebody who is running as a Republican to speak and who has a fair amount of support. If you travel Wisconsin, you can see her signs. She's been to all kinds of meetings. She has a fair amount of support, at least legitimate enough to be able to speak at her party's convention. She was denied that. After that, the state GOP has basically tried to strong arm the county affiliates and not let them have her name or her endorsement on floats, in parades, etc. All of this is documented. All of it is online. I'm not making it up. I couldn't make it up. It's so tyrannical for a party that supposedly is standing up for democracy, for the little person, for the working person, etc. It's disgusting. And last of all, she's not even in polls, and they successfully suppressed that. All that. I'm going to her party, her watch party on Tuesday. I support her, not because I agree with her on a lot of issues, but because she is an honest person, an honorable person, a friend of mine, and I'd love to be running against her in November. But unfortunately, they've put the big boot, the big money on her campaign in order to clear the way for a clearly inferior candidate, who is Eric Hubby. And just as I'm giving all this introduction, we lost contact with our guests.
Bummer.
Oh,
But they're on their way back.
Trying to get on now, and we lost. Those of you who are watching, you saw them. They were here. We're not making it up. But I think the Wisconsin GOP, in their infinite, vile determination to suppress any dissent, has found a way to disrupt. They don't disrupt the corruption. They disrupt freedom of information. They disrupt transparency. And so far, they've succeeded in messing with the signal from the Melby household and the Fisher household, wherever Adam